Hello guys, I'm Rakshit Kavarikana from Team Let's Learn. Today we are going to take a mock interview of Pratap Yankar, who has just cleared his Anglo written exam and is due for his interview. Okay, are you ready, Pratap?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, so his interview will be Rishirana sir, so we'll try to focus more on that. So the first question I
Yeah.
have for you, can you introduce yourself and try to include your about your family, about your education, about your hobbies on it. So start the introduction.
First of all, thank you for giving me opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Pratap Yankar. I'm from Satara, Maharashtra. I have completed my BE in Mechanical Engineering in 2021 from University of Mumbai. Prior to that, I have completed my diploma in Mechanical Engineering with 73.19% from Kusrowadi Institute of Technology, Pune. I have set my secondary education with 81.80% from Maharashtra State Board. About my family, we have four members of family together. My father, my mother, and my younger brother currently living together. My father is working in a private sector. My mother is housewife. My younger brother is currently pursuing being civil engineering. Also, I have three elder sisters. All are happily married.
Okay.
My hobbies about my hobbies are sketching, photography, listening music, and I like to do gymnasium also.
Okay. Pratap, when did you tell you passed out your BE?
I passed out my B in 2021.
Why is there a gap between trying for
Uh,
Merchant Navy and 2021?
yes, because of my family problem was there. Uh, my father lost his job in COVID, so there was no income. So after completing being, I have to do job. So I joined the company, MSME company. So that's why there is gap. Now he has got job, and we are completely stable, and they are also supporting me to join merchant navy.
Okay. Do you have a spectacles?
No, I don't have
Okay.
spectacles.
Why do you want to join Merchant Navy?
So first of all, my cousin is also in merchant navy. Uh, then there, uh, pollution free life. On ship, we are having pollution free life. That's the biggest advantage. About about technical, we are studying in mechanical engineering last more than 5 to 6 years. Now on ship, we will be uh, we will be dealing with those huge machineries, boiler, air compressor, then engines, pumps, walls. So that's why, and also merchant navy gives us pride that uh, uniform also brings responsibility, but also it gives respect in society. So that will the merchant navy career will give me and also my family will financial stability, also respect in also society in our community.
Hmm. Okay. So, Pratap, tell me about a instance in your life where you have tried very hard but still faced failure and how you overcame that feeling of failure.
I have tried hard. I am not remembering it.
Okay, okay.
uh, where I failed and just
Okay, Pratap, I think we can move now to your technical questions. Uh, can you tell me
yeah,
the parts of centrifugal pump?
parts of centrifugal pump.
Yeah.
So basically, we start with the suction. Start with the suction, right? Suction side. There is a foot wall and strainer for filter. And foot wall is a type of NRV. Then we got suction pipe, impeller having backward curved blade, then casing, then then two to join impeller to with prime mover to join impeller and
Okay, can you repeat the answer?
hello.
Can you repeat the answer? I'll ask again. What is the parts of centrifugal pump?
Okay. Okay, parts of centrifugal pump. We start with the suction side. Uh, on the suction side, we got foot wall, that is NRV. We got strainer for filter purpose. We got suction pipe. We got impeller eye. We got impeller with backward curved blade. We got casing. Then to connect impeller with prime mover, we got pump shaft. We got bearing to support that pump shaft. We got couplings to connect that with prime mover. And then we got there is gap between casing and pump shaft. So for to fill that gap, we got mechanical engineering
Yeah, and I think you need to do a lot of editing for this. Sorry for that. I think maybe I'll try to tell him to start from technical again. Is there any network issue?
Yeah, I think there is no issue. Yes.
Okay, I think now it's proper. So am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I think that's enough for the parts of centrifugal pump. We'll move on to the next question. So can you tell me boiler mountings?
Okay. Uh, for boiler mounting, we got safety wall, two safety walls. We got two water level indicators, and then we got feed check wall. Then we got on the right, water level shutdown or visible plug. Then we got a blow down cock. Then we got scum wall. Then we got air vent cock and steam stop wall.
Can you
Those are
tell
some
me the
boiler
working of
mountings.
fusible plug?
Okay. When water level of boiler reach below the safe level, then all steam gets in contact with fusible plug. Then it temperature will be more than than the safety level of the fusible plug. Then it get operates and the that fuse that is metal inside the fusible plug that get melts and it shut off the furnace.
Where is the location of fusible plug?
Uh, at the crown plate of so crown on the crown plate of the furnace.
Okay, you should mention that, okay? Uh,
Yeah.
what happens if there is a low water level inside the boiler?
Then if there is water level shutdown, then that safety valve get operated. But what happens is pressure will increase, the heating will be increased.
Like what happens to the boiler if the water level is very low?
Then temperature of the boiler will be increased. Pressure also will increase inside. Then that's not. No.
Okay, basically what you should try
If there
saying
is any,
is that the boiler shells or boiler tubes will overheat, which might cause a
yeah,
explosion. So how it causes explosion is that because the temperature it is subjected to very high temperature, so the integrity of the boiler shells or tube will be decreased. So it will obviously fail very fast. So because of which explosion might happen.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Can you in a sheet of paper draw the components of VCRS cycle?
Yeah. Is it visible?
Yeah, a little back, little back. I think you should disable your filter, your blur filter. Okay, no problem. Just show it to me.
Now, no, 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 no.
Okay, operator,
Disable.
electrostatic expansion valve, sensing bulb, injector, condenser, drain. Okay, you didn't draw the capillary tube.
Yeah, I forgot it. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Pratap, can you tell me about the refrigerant that we are using in domestic and on ship?
Okay. Currently, we are using HFCs, hydrofluorocarbons.
Okay.
Few of them are R134A, R407A, R437A, I507, I407C, I507A.
And
All are HFCs.
okay, what did we used to use? Now we use
Uh,
HFCs. What did
back
we?
then, back then we were using CFCs, that is chlorofluorocarbons. Uh, should I explain why they are not using currently?
If you know, you explain.
or yeah. So why we are not currently using the because of ozone depletion potential. They got high ozone depletion potential. That's why we are not using currently that.
Okay. Okay. Pratap, tell me diesel engine parts.
Okay, diesel engine parts. Okay, I start with the so, we got a cylinder, we got piston rings, then we got gudgeon pin, connecting rod, then crankshaft, crankcase, flywheel, uh, then camshaft, rocker arm, then valves and springs, and a fuel injector.
Okay, fuel injector. Okay. Can you tell me functions of piston ring?
Piston rings. Okay, there are basically three piston rings used in two stroke. If I got one's compression ring, then a oil scraper ring, then oil rings. The function of compression rings, main function of piston rings are to seal the gap between seal the gap between piston and cylinder. They give tight joint between piston and cylinder. The function of is to transfer heat energy or yeah, energy from piston to the cylinder walls.
Okay.
Now
Any,
that compression ring.
okay, anything
And
else?
oil scraper rings. Okay, oil rings prevent the oil to enter in the combustion chamber, and oil scraper rings to scrap that remaining oil from the all of the cylinder.
Okay. So can you tell me Bernoulli's theorem?
Okay, Bernoulli's theorem is a conservation of mass principle. Bernoulli's theorem states that when a fluid flowing, when incompressible fluid flowing in a streamline, then the total energy of a particle remains the same when particle moves from one point to another point.
Okay, can you tell me the equation?
Equation is it got pressure energy plus kinetic energy plus potential energy is a constant.
Okay, okay. Can you tell me the applications of Bernoulli's theorem?
Application of Bernoulli's theorem are venturimeter without tubes. Uh, Also, one application I know is how the discharge pressure generating centrifugal pump.
Okay,
If I should I say this or not?
no, you should try to say the wings of a plane. That is one of the most biggest application, right?
Uh,
Wings of the plane.
what
Wings of the
views
plane.
on? Uh, I never heard that.
Okay, you should try
What
that.
what how they work? How they work?
I'll tell you that later, but I'm telling you,
Yeah,
the wings of
yeah.
the plane. There is a lift cost. It is because of
Yeah,
lift.
yeah, wings of the plane.
Uh,
Acha, wings of the plane.
okay, explain it.
Wings. When the velocity of air increases, the pressure decreases. On the wings are like this. Now we are moving like this. On the upper side, velocity of pressure is increases, so the that what plane gets uplift.
Okay, can you
That's how
draw?
I remember. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, draw a side profile of the wing for me. Just a side profile. Like I want to know if you know the shape of the wing.
Is this like this?
Yeah, okay.
Is it mirrored or?
No, no, no problem. I saw it. I saw it.
Yeah.
So,
Is it correct or wrong?
yeah, yeah, it is correct.
Yes.
But you should try explaining it in a more better way because that
Yeah.
is one of the main
I will.
applications of.
I just remember. I just remember that, but I have no. That was not in my mind.
Okay, can you explain Archimedes principle?
Okay, Archimedes principle states that when a body is fully or partially submerged in a liquid, an upward lift is applied on the body, and that upward lift is equal to the weight of the displaced liquid by that body.
Okay, can you tell me application of Archimedes principle?
Uh, One of the biggest application is ship floats in seawater, and everything that floats it would be what that law.
Okay, since you told Archimedes principle and ship floating, so Can you tell me like why some of the smaller materials sink in the water, whereas such a big ship is floating in the water? What do you think the reason is?
Okay, if the smallest thing means if you consider needle,
Okay,
it got higher density, higher got it is denser than water, and there is no vacuum or there is air space in between. Means it got higher density. It gets it more weight than upward lift. That buoyant force. So that why it's sinking in the water, and by ship is floating is we got higher volume considered the weight of the ship that up so because of higher volume and weight of the ship, that because of air is inside the inside the ship.
okay,
So the weight of the ship is basically is less than the buoyant force applied on the ship.
okay,
That's why it is floating.
okay. Can you tell me the types of NDT test?
Okay, types of entities. Entities is basically used for inspection of material, cracks and porosities and holes. Uh, the different methods of entities are visual inspection, then magnetic part testing, diapenetrance testing, then ultrasonics testing, radiography testing. So these are some I know.
Can you explain magnetic particle testing?
Magnetic particle testing works on the we use electromagnet or a permanent magnet to carry out that testing. How we carried out, we clean the surface of the we clean the surface of the material, then we put a magnet there. Let's say permanent magnet. We are putting permanent magnet. Then the magnetic field are generated around the two poles. Now, if there is any crack, then those magnetic fields get attracted towards that crack.
Okay,
And if then we what we do is we spray some magnetic particles on the surface,
okay,
and when that magnetic field attracts towards that magnetic field, what's it breaks, and that magnetic particles attracts towards that crack, and that's how we that is visible to uh, in proper light condition.
okay, Pratap. Can you tell me how electricity is
Yeah.
generated?
Okay. So electricity, that is should I AC or DC?
AC. Tell me AC.
Is AC current. So we it generate with the okay, it follows electromagnetic induction law. That's Faraday's. Uh, when according to Faraday's law, when circuit okay, when a closed circuit comes in the link with the changing magnetic field, then an EMF will be generated in that circuit, and induced current will be that generated. That is how basic principle of the
Okay,
how electricity generated.
okay, leave that. Explain
So,
me how alternator works.
okay, how alternator alternator we use for convert mechanical energy into electrical energy in automobiles. Alternator got two parts, stator parts and rotor parts. It got armature winding on stator part, and it got magnetic field winding on rotor part. So what we do is we use DC current from battery to excite that rotor part, rotor winding. So the magnetic field is generated in rotor winding, but there is no EMF because no changing magnetic field. So when prime mover rotates that rotor, the, the magnetic field changes, and it induces EMF into the stator winding.
Okay.
Okay, and that's how the EMF is generated. The current is carried out from the stator winding. Uh, so the stator winding got three windings of three uh, coils winding at the angle of 120 degree,
Is that? I
I think,
think you
and
are
that three
induction
phase
motor.
current carried.
No, no, no. You are talking about three-phase induction motor, I guess.
I read that somewhere.
Okay. Can you tell me like what current do we get at the stator?
AC current. AC, we get AC current. Then we that convert into DC with the help of rectifier
Why do we convert it to DC?
to store the DC current we in battery.
Okay, you told me that we are using a DC exciter, right?
Yeah.
Why not AC?
If we use AC, then no uh, there will be continuously changing in magnetic field because that polarity of current is changing continuously, periodically. So that's not right.
Okay, basically what
I
you should
think
say that DC is much easier to control also, and AC is constantly
yeah.
fluctuating, so it is tougher to control. Also, DC will
Mhm.
allow you to provide a constant magnetic field, whereas AC current will be constantly fluctuating, so it will be an intermittent magnetic field. So the output you get also will be intermittent, whereas in DC you'll get a constant output. Also, since DC is much easier to control, we can control the output that we are getting also. Okay.
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 I think I missed out one. Classification of pumps.
Okay. That means okay. Classification of pumps. So two class and there are two main classifications. So pumps are uh, okay, positive displacement pump and rotary pumps. No, rotary pumps.
Rotodynamic.
What that rotodynamic pumps and positive displacement pump. In rotodynamic pumps, we got the centrifugal pump. In centrifugal pumps, we got axial flow, radial flow, and mixed flow pump. Then in positive displacement pump, we got uh, rotary pumps. In rotary pumps, in which we got gear pumps, wind pumps, slope pumps. In and the second positive displacement pump is a reciprocating pump, in which we it's a piston type reciprocating pump and diaphragm pump.
Okay. I think you said rotodynamic wrong. I think also, I think it's centrifugal and axial. I don't think it is centrifugal. In centrifugal, we have axial, radial, and all. You just try researching on it about the classification of pumps, okay?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Also, can you tell me some of the workshop tools that we use in ship?
Okay. Workshop tools. We use spanners, hammers, mallets, then hacksaw, handsaw, chisels.
Okay. Anything else?
That's uh,
Okay. I think we'll stop
my
here.
friend.
So I think there is a lot of improvement to be done. Your answers are not perfect. It is not going in a proper flow.
Mm.
You are stopping a lot.
Yeah,
Also, you are not confident enough. Also, that is I'm saying. So I'm
yeah,
willing to take another mock interview of you, but I think the confidence that you should develop by yourself. I can't help you with that.
yeah,
Be more confident. Tell your answer more fluently. You are stopping a lot, which makes it seem like you don't know much. Also, your electrical uh, alternators, generators, please focus on it. One question will be there, obviously, regarding it. Also, try
yeah,
studying single phase induction motor, three phase induction motor. If it is Rishi Rana sir, there might be a chance that he might also ask if you do any repairs in your home. And if you start saying that
Yeah,
if you are fixing a fan, which means you should completely know about what fan working is and why we are
electrical.
using a,
Yeah.
like everything you should know about it. And your DC engine parts was okay. Refrigerant use currently is okay. Answer centrifugal pump. Try whatever uh, like principle that you're studying, like Bernoulli's, Archimedes. Try knowing all applications of it. Okay, at least two or three
Yeah.
applications of it. It will help you for it. I think that's all. So good luck for your interview, Ankur. I think we'll see you again.
We want to take another as well.
Okay,
Mock interview.
okay, okay. Bye.
Yeah.